Hello everyone. Welcome back on this series of adding power to Excel videos. Today in this video what I am going to talk about is a little bit more advanced part of referencing your cells using cell referencing in your formulas. In the previous video, in the earlier video on cell referencing, what we had discussed percent increase on the total. This is one way of doing it, what we have already seen. Today what I am going to talk about is a simpler way where we don't have to worry about where to fix, whether to fix a row, whether to fix a column. So what we do is we first understand which is the column which we have to use in all our calculations. So in this scenario we are talking about the total column, and what is the row which we have to use in all the other rows is we are talking about row number 3, which is looking at the projections. So what we do is first we give a name. This is what we call it as naming the range. Now we give a name to the total column which is there. You can either use the whole column or you can use only specific values as well. So we highlight the total column, go to your formulas tab. In the formulas tab, under the define names panel, we have something called as a define name, and we choose define name here, and we get a new name dialog box, a pop-up window where we need to first give the name of this column. Now when we use a name of this column, it's advisable, it is recommended that use a name which is which is logically acceptable in terms of you can make out from the name, it is self-explanatory. So what I will give here is, let's say, total sales 2022, so that I know that this column has the total sales for the year 2022. Next is the scope. Where can this name be used? That is, if I use total sales 2022, can I use it, or will it be acceptable in the whole workbook or in only another sheet, that is the current sheet? In this we don't have any other sheet, but then we mostly use workbook. And what is this name refers to? This name refers to sheet 1 $F $5 to $F $16. So whenever we use total sales as the name in our calculation, it automatically understands that we are referencing to the cell that is sheet 1 $F $5 to $F $16. Next what we will do is, we know that this row, that is row number 3 from column G to column I, is going to be used in all the other rows. So we give a name to this as well, the same method. We say go to formulas, define name, and we call it as, let's say, projections 2023. Workbook and sheet, the scope is workbook and the referencing is sheet 1 $G $3 to $I $3, and we click on OK. Couple of things which we have to remember while we are giving the name to the range. We cannot give a space in between the name. If I have, like for example, projection 2023, I cannot give a space between these two things, that is projection and 2023. I have to start the name with a character, that is an alphabet, and we cannot use any special symbols except the underscore symbol. You can use an underscore symbol, but you cannot use any other special characters. We click on OK. Now the formula becomes easy. What we need to do is, we will write the formula equal to, we want to use total sales. Now do we remember the name what we have given to this column? In this case, let us assume I remember, so I will start typing it, and it comes as a drop down here, it comes as a pop-up, and I double click plus total sales again, multiply by, now I don't remember what was the name I had given, or I don't remember the starting point of this name, so the name for the percentages. So what I do is, I go to the formulas tab itself and use in formula, you will see the projection 2023, that is the range what we had given for 5, 10 and 15. You can use that one, or alternatively you can press your F5 key on the keyboard and you will get all the name ranges which are there, and double click on that range and press enter, and you copy the formula to the next set of columns and you copy the row to the next set of rows, and here you get all the calculations, that is all the projections for the year 2023 without worrying about what to fix, whether I fix a row, whether I fix a column. Isn't it interesting? Word of caution here, don't give names to each and every column which is there in your sheet. Only use names for columns or rows, set of rows or columns which are required in most of your calculations. Like in this case we needed total and we needed the percentage projection. I have not given names to the products like WF, HG and SS because I don't want those in most of my calculations. The more names you give, the more confusing it is for you. It's not only the ranges what you give, you can also use a value in that range. Like what I can do here is I can go to formulas, I can go to define name and I give a name, let's say 5% increase, and I give a value here, let's say 1.05. I create another name, 10% increase, and I give a value here 1.10, or you can even type 10%, that's okay. And the third one I again give a name and I say 15% increase. Now in this case what we will have to do is, when I do this increment, I will say equal to total multiplied by, I will call that name 5% increase and I will copy it down. But for 10% increase, what I will have to do is I will have to again use total sales multiplied by 10% increase. So I will have to use it individually, which is as good as using a cell reference by fixing the row number. So last one I will say total again multiplied by 15% increase and press enter. So I think I have given a wrong value, but then it's okay. Now here we have used a name for this whole range, so it is automatically getting aligned to which all areas we are copying the formula. Hope this will help you in making your Excel sheet much more user friendly in terms of your use, where you can write formulas only one time and use them as many number of places as you want in the whole workbook. Thank you. Like the video, share the channel, and see you in the next video. Thank you very much.